strategic legal concerns. So over to you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Also, which year are you guys in? Fifth year or DLLB or LLB students as well? Fifth year?
Third year.
Third year, okay. So in third year LLB, are there any students with science background as well? Anyone who did engineering or something like that? Or anything in the medical field, maybe? So the reason I was asking this question is a lot of patent-related matters are taken by and dealt by individuals who have science background and who might be engineers, might have done their previous education in engineering on biomedicine or related matters. So usually patent is taken forward. Patent, which is one of the branches of the IP, are taken forward by such individuals. Okay. So other than that, I had a PowerPoint presentation, but I guess you guys have already been tired of it. I had a couple of videos I'll play afterwards. We had an activity planned, which is an outdoor activity, but I wanted to do something fun. So before that, what I do is I need some input from you guys. I just want to understand, Abhi University, what is the environment around artificial intelligence. With respect to your studies, I will say, yeah, making you future ready for how artificial intelligence is going to, play a big role in the legal industry. So, if anyone of you would like to say a few words, कि university, क्या education, जो हमारा चल रहा है, curriculum चल रहा है, उसमें artificial intelligence, are you guys allowed to use AI for creating assignments? Yes. You are allowed officially or unofficially, officially allowed नहीं है assignment बनाना है कुछ ऐसे करना. Okay, but you guys do use it? Yes. And how do you find? What do you find? क्या लगता है तुम्हें इसको use करके? Is it good, bad? Is it making you dumb or intelligent or good? हाँ जी बताओ क्या लग रहा है आपको इस चीज पे? Time saving? And what do you do with the save time? Do you get the point? Itself has made the job easier, but you don't know what to do with the save time, which goes into scrolling, maybe, or maybe some of you guys might be doing something productive as well. But again, since AI has become a part of our life, so we have to, make full use of it, and to make effective use of it, we have to learn the, the legal back of everything that we do, because जो भी हम पढ़ रहे हैं, CPC पढ़ रहे हैं, CRPC पढ़ रहे हैं, IPR पढ़ रहे हैं, we need to do the theoretical understanding, have to have the theoretical understanding of it, right? That's how, when you use artificial intelligence, you'll be able to know कि यहाँ पे मैं क्या improvements कर सकता हूँ, मैं क्या change कर सकता हूँ, or what I can change in this thing to make it better, right? To even make the output of the artificial intelligence better. So for that, you need the theoretical understanding of the law, of the judgments, whatever the court gives, and the international international environment around the particular law. So earlier we had planned outdoor activities, but I would like to do something fun. Or when I said no, I was thinking about it. Let's just understand how you guys are dealing with artificial intelligence and how we can put it into action here. So what we do is I have generated a prompt. So earlier हम discuss कर रहे थे कि कैसे कुछ sports individuals के celebration के actions होते हैं, right? Ronaldo का individual कुछ action है, for example, Jasprit Bumrah does something like this, okay? And Arshdeep Singh का कुछ he moves like an aeroplane or something after taking a wicket. So अगर हमने उसको कहीं किसी तरीके से यूज करना है, if they want to use it in future to commercialize it, right? वो अपना ब्रांड टी-शर्ट्स बनाना चाहते हैं, नाम से रेस्टोरेंट्स खोलना चाहते हैं, तो how can they do it? Okay, so one of you, can you read this prompt that I have written? Anyone can get up? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Okay, yes.
I'm a football player who has a unique celebration style. Whenever I score a goal, I have filed a trademark for the celebration, wherein I want to commercialize a trademark for clothing, restaurant, and cosmetic products. A third-party businessman has approached me and wishes to help me with establishing a business around the set of trademarks, draft a comprehensive agreement based on which I can license, not assign these rights to this businessman. Also suggest several revenue models based on which we can share revenue and profit among each other. I wish to retain 50% of all the revenue or profits generated.
Okay, do you get the prompt? So, background, do you understand the background of this thing? So, I am a football player, right? I have a unique celebration style. Whenever I score a goal, okay, I do that celebration and it has become sort of distinctive to me, okay? So now I was smart enough. I made a 2D design of that celebration. I filed trademarks regarding it in certain classes wherever clothing, जिसमें clothing ward है, जिसमें restaurant है, जिसमें cosmetic products है, right? Now what I want to do is, there is a businessman. I am a busy person. I'm a player. I'm a full-time, devoted to my sports. I don't have time to run a business. Now there is a third party, a businessman, who has approached me. He said that you don't worry about the business side of things. You give me the right to license. You give me, the license over these trademarks, okay? And I'll establish a restaurant. I'll establish a clothing brand, and I'll establish a cosmetic brand, okay? So now what is this? This basically is a prompt which you put in a AI tool, any AI tool, okay? We'll use Claude for this particular activity, okay? And before that, what we are going to do is we're going to play lawyers, okay? So there are two parties here. One is the football player, and one is the businessman, okay? So what we can do is, how do we divide this class into two groups? Should we do boys versus girls, or what should we do? Suggest something. Or should we do left side versus right side? Because a lot of people on the right side. So maybe, let's just move some of you from here. You can move on that side. Then maybe we can have equal amount of people on both sides. And maybe get together. Everyone can get together a bit and not leave much gap in it. एक साइड हो जाओ सॉरी क्या तो इस साइड हो जाओ या इस साइड हो जाओ लेफ्ट एंड राइट so that you can discuss among yourselves कि मतलब इस चीज पे हम कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड कर सकते हैं. So basically the activity is one of you will play lawyer or one of you will play lawyer for the businessman. Now okay, let's just I'll divide the line from this guy will be on the from you, there will be left side of mine and this is the right side. The right side will be the footballer. Will be the this side will be the footballers. This side will be the businessman. Okay. Okay. So I'll copy the prompt here and I'll paste it here. And let's see what Claude generates. What kind of agreement does the Claude generate? So this will take some time. Okay. So meanwhile, again, what do you guys have you tried generating an agreement from ChatGPT or you have? Where have you used it? So which AI tool do you guys use? Claude. How do you find it? Have you compared AI tools with the concept? Claude is better. Even I think Claude is better for legal. So have you also guys read how AI will affect legal business? Have you guys read about it? About how AI will affect legal industry? So what is the general opinion? Will it reduce your business? Will it increase your business? So there is a school of thought which says that artificial intelligence in legal industry will specifically reduce opportunities for new lawyers. Because a lot of the work that Claude does, was earlier done by junior lawyers. And because the senior lawyers were at the review stage, because they usually review what was done by the lawyer, now they are reviewing the output generated by artificial intelligence. Okay. And this is the reason that you guys might be the most effective. You guys might be the most effective generation who might be negatively impacted by artificial intelligence. So you should be ready in the sense that you have a great challenge, basically to be better than artificial intelligence, which is really really tough if you see how Claude works or how ChatGPT works. So that is the challenge in front of you. I do not want to give you a existential crisis, but this is what it is, and you should be ready for it.
So can you make one announcement? No, nobody's allowed to leave.
Yes, nobody's allowed to leave.
Excuse me, guys. We are just leaving you in within half an hour.
You guys need a washroom break or something. You want to come back? Can you do that? Because मुझे लग रहा है.
So we can continue. Let them go.
Usually, Shubham's helmet is
So basically, this meanwhile the prompt gets generated. This is a video that I found related to cricket helmets. So how the cricket helmets are made? There's a manufacturing unit in Jalandhar. So they make it. There's an interview which I saw, and so they basically give a background of how patent is involved in the process of helmet making, and
sold for about 17 to 18,000 rupees, and he should retail from you, how much does this cost? So usually, Shubman's helmet is sold for about 17 to 18,000 rupees in the market. Okay, by Shubman's helmet, he means quality as good as that. Model. Not the kind of money after the model. जो Shubman के model use करता है, where our helmet costs around 24 to 25,000 rupees. Why? What is this? This has got a special technology. It's called Boardroom. ये patented technology है. ये this is made in Germany. Okay. So we will see what this looks like from inside as well. थोड़ा सा उसकी making भी पता लग जाएगी कि वहाँ तक steps होगी हम आपको बताएंगे. इसमें basically this is.
Let's focus on this thing that we should.
Okay.
ये patented technology है. This comes from Germany. This is not made in India. But anyways, this has extra protection. And then you can see breathability is much better. A lot of holes.
Alright.
And then okay, so this guy is from Shrey Helmets. I don't know how many of you watch cricket, but you might have seen on the helmets, especially from Shrey. It's a Jalandhar-based company that makes helmets. So he's showing this particular basically a helmet inside a helmet, which is a patented technology, right? Why is he emphasizing उसका नाम क्यों बता रहा है? Because इसका agreement हुआ होगा with this particular German company, and they have licensed it that you can use this particular technology inside your helmets, right? अब वो product करके patented technology है, they can't use it anywhere. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि you start making helmets today and you start using one, you will not be able to, because you need a particular license from this particular company so that you may integrate that technology inside of your helmets, right? So this is the importance of patents, and why once you've granted patent, you're registered as a patent, you're able to monetize that particular technology to make money, right? No, they are not, the corporate company is not manufacturing helmets. They are simply manufacturing this particular safety net or breathability net, right? And they have licensed that particular technology to Shrey helmets. And Shrey is, whenever Shrey makes a helmet with this particular technology, they pay a particular sum to corporate, right? And corporate is just simply sitting and making money out of their technology improvement, right? But it's not that easy. They have worked this over years, they have made it, right? So this was one of the videos that I wanted to show. Okay, so the prompt is ready. Okay, so here is the agreement that it has drafted. So first party will be the licensor, which will be the football player, because he has the trademark rights and he wants to license those rights to another party who will be the licensee, which is the businessman. Okay, so this one is the licensee. Okay, and then these are recitals. Recitals are basically a brief background to the agreement. Basically, what is the intention of the parties? Agreement. So, licensor is a professional footballer who has developed and performs a distinctive and original goal celebration move, the celebration move, which has garnered public recognition, commercial goodwill, and significant brand equity. Right? Licensor has applied for obtained trademark. Licensee is a businessman desirous of commercializing the licensed marks. Right? And when we go forward, so we usually skip the definition clause, but I'll explain you what is the importance of the definition clause. Sorry. Okay. So this is one of the important clauses here: gross revenue and net profits. So what does gross profit, gross revenue mean? All revenue actually received by the licensee from the exploitation of the licensed mark across all licensed categories before deduction of expenses, taxes, commission, or any other charges. और net profit की definition होती है gross revenue less permitted deduction as defined in schedule. So why is it important? If you guys remember the prompt that we gave, it was basically saying that I need 50% of this, whatever the revenue is generated. Now 50% of what exactly? We have to define what is revenue. Do we mean 50% of the gross revenue or do we mean 50% of the gross profits? So if you are a businessman, which was this side, I would say, what will you prefer? 50% of gross revenue or 50% of net profit? And what do you guys think, footballer? What do you think you guys will prefer? 50% of gross net profits? Will you prefer 50% of gross revenue or 50% of net profits? Okay, and what about you guys? Net profits. So basically what will happen when one side sends an agreement to the other sides for reviewing? So these are the discussions which happened. What will this side want and what is the other side want? Okay. Now you guys will say that we want 50% of the gross revenue. And whatever be the deductions that जो भी net profit आता है ना, उसमें जो मेरा gross revenue का 50% बनता था, मैं उसमें से हिस्सा लूंगा, ना कि जो net profit का 50% बनता था, because businessman will say I was working hard the entire time, I was bringing all the revenue, and that is what I deserve. However, the footballer will say that the identity, because the trademark itself functions because of me, right? I am the one who has done a lot of the background hard work for establishing this identity. I should be the one getting more revenue in this. So eventually both sides will negotiate and both will probably settle down with 50% of net profit to each other, right? What is the reason? Because both sides, jab negotiation will happen between both the sides, they will realize it's better on the business side ki dono ke liye equal 50% ho jaye, right? So these are very important definitions whenever you are negotiating contracts between the clients whom you are representing. These are the terms that you have to study. Okay, we'll go forward. And okay, So this is one category called licensed purpose. Now, if you remember the prompt, we said that I have filed trademark for clothing, for cosmetic products, and for restaurant services, right? However, there are a lot of categories of goods for which I have not filed trademark. For example, if there are food products, if I want to sell cakes, if I want to sell probably pulses under my brand, right? That is not trademarked yet. So in the licensed purpose, it will cover the commercial exploitation of the licensed mark in the license category within the licensed territory, including manufacturing, marketing, distribution, sale, advertising, promotion of products and services bearing the licensed marks. अब licensed mark की definition क्या है? The trademarks comprising the licensor celebrating, basically the trademarks which have been filed by the footballer already. So basically you understand how the terms are connected to each other. Now my purpose here is not to make you understand each and every term, but I want to make you understand is how one particular definition is connected to another definition, which is also connected to a third definition, right? And when you read an agreement, you have to be comprehensive with your understanding of what a particular definition means, because you're going to negotiate based on that, right? So these are generic terms basically stating that you have granted a license to this person. And so another question, what is a difference between license and assignment? So, okay, another you are footballers, lawyers, you are business persons, lawyer. Now, business person will say that, I have established such businesses, this and this business under your name. I am generating so much revenue. I would prefer if we both come together and create a different entity altogether. एक private limited company बनाते हैं हम, right? ऐसा नहीं होगा कि the business is operating under your name only and मैंने license दिया आपको. There is a private limited company. उसमें we'll have 50-50 partnership, 50-50 shareholding partnership, and then what we'll do is ये particular trademarks we will license to this particular third party private limited company. Businessman might say that I want you to transfer the ownership and not the license. Now there is a difference between both licensing and assignment. Assignment is permanent in nature, right? Although the royalty can be in both assignment and license, however, assignment वापस उसके पास नहीं जाएगी. For example, a footballer assigns it. Now you are footballer side. What will you prefer in this situation? Licensing or assignment? Licensing. But what will you prefer if the businessman gives you a better share in the net profits? What will you then say? For example, they might say you can take 60% of the revenue generated, but you will have to assign your rights to me. What will you say? No. So I'll tell you again. So they will prefer if it is an exclusive license. कि सिर्फ आपने उन्हीं को license दिया, right? What will you guys prefer? Exclusive or non-exclusive? ऐसा आप will you allow the footballer to say कि मैं आपको भी right दे दूँगा, एक third party को भी right दे दूँगा? So what will you prefer? You prefer exclusive rights. And what is the territory of the rights you prefer? India, worldwide, या मतलब किस specific continent का? Worldwide. And what will you guys prefer? कि territory क्या हो? किसी को right है? What will you guys prefer? Anyone else? तो आपको problem होगा अगर आपको किसी चीज का license देना है किसी को, what will you prefer? Worldwide हो गया या specific territory? No, this person is an Indian businessman, right? Again, you have an offer from a third party, international offer, yeah. Third party. मतलब आप समझ रहे हो real world में you have some negatives on your end, you have some positive on your end, right? अब now what you can say is अब अच्छा एक और चीज, now you are giving them the license, right? Are you giving them the right to sub license as well? Because they are agreeing. Can they license their rights to a third party? Why will you not? Because if they sublicense, they can put profits, right? Profit का तो बच्चे पाएगा ना. So the thing is, अगर उनके पास इंडिया की फैक्ट्री का होल्ड है, you want to sublicense it to a company in requested to make products or sell products there. overall revenue to generate होगा इधर जिसमें आपका net profit का हिस्सा रहेगा. So in the agreement there can be clauses to make sure that the footballer's share is not negatively impacted because of such sublicense, right? For instance, if you sublicense your rights, the rights given to you or third party in any other country, you can specifically write a clause there that जो मर्जी हो जाए इनका क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है मेरा 50% रेवेन्यू में नेट प्रॉफिट से मेरे को मिलना चाहिए, राइट? और नेट प्रॉफिट को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए this is another factor that we have to put in consideration, that a third party share in the revenue will also be considered as a part of business net profit, right? So these are the things that are negotiated between both the parties. So I think this is the time that I had. You guys, okay, use this prompt, generate this agreement, read it, and think like this. Play lawyers for one of the sides, right? And then you'll be able to see how in negotiations humans and what they are doing, right? Now, why do you think people hire lawyers to make contracts in the world of AI? This is a very important question because this is what is going to generate money for you guys when you become lawyers. Why will people hire lawyers for creating contracts, generating contracts, or negotiating contracts? Why? No, because AI is based on data. But you can use that for that as well. Now the thing is, okay, the thing is, I personally think it is one of the most important things because for the people I work, I think of the same thing. Why they're hiring these, they can generate an agreement from artificial intelligence, and they can negotiate an agreement based on that, right? From even artificial intelligence, you can get an input. Right? The simple reason is they need someone to blame. The question is of accountability, right? Who is accountable for the discussion which is happening? Who is accountable for whatever is being negotiated between both parties? And who is the one who is going to lose his job if something goes wrong, right? So this is the reason humans will remain relevant, because the corporates, although they would prefer AI for doing basic tasks, but for negotiating high-level negotiations, you will see individuals involved. The problem here is that in that level of negotiations, most of the junior level lawyers will not be viable or they are not possible, right? So this is the thing that you have to crack. Even being at the junior level, how do we do it, and how do we excel as possible? So that is all from my side. I hope you guys found something productive here. So the thing was, I wanted to showcase how AI is going to impact your the legal industry, right? And remember, when you interact with individuals, when they trust you with negotiating an agreement, you use everything there, etc. But you have to also see the real life today. What is the leverage that the person getting represented has? The footballer की क्या leverage है? And then वहाँ पे human logic लगा, right? वहाँ पे logic like you can always speak better than AI. So that is what your first point. So that's all from us.
Thank you so much, Gursimran sir, for making this possible. As we head into the final intellectual session of the day, we turn our attention to one of the most rapidly evolving areas of law, personality rights and IP protection in the schools. Our international expert and speaker on intellectual property, innovation, STEM education, and entrepreneurship, with over 19 years of global experience spanning enterprises, academia, and IP policy, recognized for connecting creativity to innovation and innovation to the commercialization, managing large global patent and IP portfolios, engaging with inventors, policymakers, researchers, and startups. Now we will have Dr. Gaurav sir, who will be joining us online.